Hey kids, what time is it?
It's adventure time.
Yeah. Where are we going, girls?
We're going to Dolores, Colorado.
Right, Dolores, Colorado. And then we'll be going to the Valley of the Gods in South Canyonlands National Park. And then we'll go to Moab. And we got James over here in the rear facing seat. I wanted to get him. He's hard to capture. You excited, James?
Yeah!
Are you excited, Lydia?
Yeah.
Clara?
Yeah.
We got the trailer hooked up. This is a new thing I'm experimenting with on this trip. I got this Save a Drop water meter, and I'll put this link in the description down below to this. As you can see though, it's counting the number of gallons being put into the RV. In this case, we're going to be going a long distance, and I know we can get water where we're going. So I'm just going to put 10 gallons in here just so that we have some while we're traveling. We will have one night on this water. This is working really well to measure the water going into the trailer. Rather than trying to measure the flow rate and then measure the time and calculate the gallons, this is much easier and more exact. If you press and hold this left button, it allows you to select between gallons or liters. And then if you push this right button and hold it down, it resets both meters to 0. And if you press just the left one, it just resets the top meter. So there's 2 meters in it. You can see the shot right there to the fan blade or turbine that's in there. That is how it is measuring the flow of water by just spinning that turbine. We're leaving home at 10:51 a.m. and the battery is currently at 14%. I ran it down to 0 and then just let it start charging. That was a little bit ago that I unplugged the Tesla. We're currently getting 1750 watts or so of solar, and our DC is pulling about 140 watts. We just put some additional things in the refrigerator, so it's cooling them down. The 1320 watts that are pulled from the AC loads, that's the water heater that I just turned on down here on electric. So I figured I might as well take advantage of some of the solar yield today to heat up that water, and so that'll be heating up while we drive. So let's see where this is when we get to our destination in about 4 to 5 hours. So this is going to be an RV trip, and let's go. We are at the Good to Go gas station in Green River, Utah, gassing up, and we spent $73.08. Our reason for going to Dolores, Colorado is we're having a family reunion there, so we've rented an Airbnb house, and we're going to go to the Mesa Verde National Park while we're there and see some other sites. And then we figured since we are already going to be in that general vicinity of the United States, we'll head west for another hour or two to the South Canyonlands area to visit the Valley of Gods and just do some general camping there. And then we'll be far enough away from home at that point. We don't want to try to drive straight home in one day, so we will leave it when we feel like we've had enough fun at the Valley of Gods, and if we have at least 2 days to get home. We'll go to Moab. We'll camp at least one night there, maybe 2, depending on how soon we leave the Valley of the Gods, and then we'll proceed on home from there. My reason for fully discharging the RV battery this morning is just that this time of year, we're near the 4th of July, it's near the longest time of the year, and the solar generation on the trailer is nearly double that of the battery capacity. We have a 9.6 kilowatt hour battery bank, and we have 2,650 watts of solar panels on the roof of the RV. And so we can generate up to 20 kilowatt hours a day. We actually just did a few days ago, as long as the RV doesn't have any shading in the morning or afternoon and it's just sunny all day. So I know we'll have plenty of electricity for our camping, and I just figured we might as well discharge as much as possible, because my goal is always to let the solar panels on the RV produce as much electricity as they're capable of, and they're not capable of producing as soon as the batteries fill up. So that's why I did that. Hey kids, what are you eating? Banana bread. Who made it? Good job, Mom. We thought we would use this opportunity that we're gassing up to take a quick break. So we're just enjoying this shade here right next to the gas station. Right now, as we're taking our break, it's 2:04 p.m. Battery is now at 52%. We're getting 2,448 watts of solar. The water heater is already heated up, so the electricity right now is just the standby power of 15 watts. And our DC loads are at 115 watts right now. So at this rate, we're looking like we're going to get fully charged today from 0% this morning. I'll put on the screen what it ends up taking total time-wise to charge up, and we'll find out tonight when we get 100%. This is the beautiful scenery east of Green River, and yes, we are getting rapidly passed by a semi-truck. He's probably going about 80. This is the speed limit. We're only going 65 at the moment, but we just went up a steep hill. And this truck is kind of on the gutless side. We just turned off the scenic road, and this is the gravel road that we're going to be camping on. The mound over there to the right is where we're headed, and hopefully there's openings. So we're going to drive just another 0.4 miles down this road, and we'll see if there's space for us. This is the turnoff. That's the rock that we're headed to. So let's see how the condition of this is. We've arrived at the Headless Antelope, and this is the spot that I was hoping for, and it's available. No one's already here. I rode my one wheel down here so that I could just scope it out really quick. And it has this turnaround spot that we can easily utilize, so it's going to be perfect for us. So Jessica's bringing the trailer down now. Jessica's going ahead and driving the truck around this corner. So we've cleared that scratchy bush right there, perfect. Give ourselves about a foot of clearance. Good job driving, Jess. Hey kids. Look at this sweet alcove we have all to ourselves. We considered coming to this spot last time we were in Moab in October, but ultimately decided to just stay where we were on Lockhart Road, which was an amazing campsite. This trailer is just wide enough to get down this drag. A little bit wider and be riding on the edges. We are still getting the trailer leveled. This is not the very even spot. Side to side, I kind of came up on a berm over here, so that helped to get level side to side. But front to back, it's off quite a bit, and when the front is the low point, and then it has to come up quite a bit. So you can see I've stacked a few 2x6s and pieces of wood there, and the jack is going to have to come nearly up all the way, even though it's on those pieces of wood, to get it completely level. Over here on the side, this is what the Anderson levelers look like. They did not come up terribly high, but I put them on a 2x6, so that helps with the soft sand here and as well here. And then I have my X chocks really tight, make sure that that doesn't slip, and the same on the other side. It is now 4:43. We've been here probably since 4:30, maybe 4:25, something like that. And as you can see, the battery is at 88%, and we're currently getting 1100 watts of solar. The 911 watts of load right now is from the mini split. As soon as we got here, I took the cover off of it, turned it on to 64 degrees, and inside right now it's 77 degrees, and outside it's 83, and it was closer to 90 most of the drive here. We have finished leveling the trailer in this spot, and this is definitely the most difficult spot that we've ever had leveling our trailer, because it has the greatest slope to it. We had to add some extra wood under the jack stand over here, and some extra wood for the front stabilizers. And as you can see, the trailer's level now, and you can see how much the ground is sloping. But we got it to work. Now that I've gotten the trailer all set up, I'm going to fly the drone so I can show you what our location looks like. I set up the Starlink dish right here this far away because I didn't want this cliff to block the signal, so I wanted to get as far away from the trailer as possible. This is the first time I've ever used the full 75-foot cord on the Starlink dish. I'm doing a speed test right now on Starlink, and here on the blue on the right side, we are getting 114 megabits per second download speed and 5.1 megabits per second upload. Over here on the Wi-Fi speed, that's just my device to the router. That's kind of a pointless number. So in any case, I've just recently switched over to the roaming plan, or the RV plan of Starlink, so that we can just move around and not have to redirect it. And plus it was not working to redirect it for some reason. And so, I don't know, this is what we're getting on that deprioritized plan, but obviously there's not a lot of competition out here for using Starlink. It is now 5:44 p.m. and the battery got up to 90%. Surprisingly, it did not get completely full, at least not so far. We are still getting 1100 watts of solar, but we're only charging the battery at about 460 watts. We've been using the air conditioning, and then we also just used the induction cooktop to warm up some chili. And we're eating dinner here. We've got some taco salad How's dinner, girls?
Good.
Excellent.
And I made this.
Yeah.
It's in the jar.
What do
I made a ship over on the middle bed.
What do you girls think of this camping location?
Love it. Love it. And I said Kurt didn't find a way to get that hole in by the hole, but I did.
Oh. The hole she's talking about is that cavern that is just past our trailer over in that direction. Lucy, where are you? This is a big cavern right next to where our trailer is parked. Pretty cool place. It is now 6:22 p.m. and as you can see from the drone footage I'll show you right now, the sun is setting on us, and it set really quickly because we have this huge wraparound cliff all around us. So our solar is all of a sudden down to 172 watts and our battery is down to 87%. We'll still have plenty of power throughout the night because we're nearly full, but it's kind of interesting to see. We ended up successfully not letting it get to 100% today between our usage, and it was cloudy and patchy as we drove here. But it is really cool that as we drove it was charging, unlike say ground deployed solar panels that only work when you get somewhere and put them out. Our loads right now are 655 watts, which is pretty much the entire thing is just the mini split pulling that. The mini split is currently set to 64 degrees and it's 69 degrees in here. We are finished with dinner and we're exploring our campsite. So we're gonna go on a hike around this entire mountain that we're next to, if the kids have the stamina to do so. It's still pretty gusty, windy here, but they're having lots of fun. Are you girls having fun?
Yeah.
All right. I love how quiet and secluded it is here. It's probably one of the most remote places that we've been camping without anybody else in sight. Would you agree, Jess, that this is probably the most remote place we've ever camped where there are no neighbors?
This is the most isolated.
Isolated, yes. Like nobody else in sight.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Look.
Oh.
Just have this little mouse.
Smell it.
It smells like a stable. It is just completely covered with manure in here.
This is something like what you
This is really square. I do wonder if, well, you know, there's no tool markings that I see on the side like dynamite or anything, but it's strangely square. It does not look man-made. Right here, there are some holes in the wall. So that makes me think maybe in the past they have put boards or something along here to keep livestock in or out, I guess, but there's more holes over here as well. Girls, should we keep hiking around this entire mountain?
Yeah. And climb up it and hike around on the top.
If you have the stamina and if there's a trail, let's do it.
I have plenty of willpower.
I might
Come Camp Hill today. Come Camp Hill today.
Oh, pretty flowers.
Can I pick it?
Sure. It's interesting, our tracks are already filled in from the sand in the wind. No one knows we're down here. There's some fencing here, so they have clearly had livestock here in the past. I don't know how long it's been since then, but there's actually some metal cattle panel mixed in there with the old wood. So it makes me think this is somewhat recently used.
Dad, I want to camp there.
So there's a ramp on this side of the mountain. This is actually the neck of the Headless Antelope. This is the neck where it cuts off. And we could have camped right here, and if we had done so, we would clearly still have solar, but I'm not worried about that, so it's fine. And I like where we are better. There's a fire pit right there, and this could definitely accommodate a big rig. And this is all rock along here. It looks like it's level enough. I mean, it's not totally level, but it would be easier to compensate for than where we camped. James is climbing the mountain. Good job, James. Look at you girls. You found 3 little depressions. All right, we got up as high as we could. It started to get too steep, so we're hiking back down and then we'll continue around. What are you doing, Lydia? The rock is warm? Nice. The temperature has definitely declined a bit. It might actually be in the high 70s now. And with this wind, it's actually quite comfortable.
just push the rest of it in the hole.
So this is how level it is over here at this other site. This site is slightly easier to get access to. It's a shorter drive and doesn't have those scraggly bushes to contend with. So this is a really good site, especially if you wanted to be able to see the sunset, because where we are, we won't be able to. Yeah, this is actually, this would have been an easier spot to level by a lot. Lucy is meditating on the Headless Antelope. Our trailer is just right there on the other side of that wall, which is the back leg of the Headless Antelope. Right here is the other campsite that's around the back of it. And I will say that this is definitely not very level. Maybe it's about as bad as where we currently are, and it's clearly a place that could be camped on just fine, especially if the other two are taken. But this one is inferior. It's not as spacious. It would be really difficult to turn around for us, being a long trailer like we are. So I personally probably wouldn't want to camp in this spot. But there are plenty of rigs that could. What, Lucy?
It's a sunflower.
Oh, pretty. Jessica and the girls are right in there. And I climbed up here onto the hind leg of the Headless Antelope. So if I climb over here to the other side, there's our truck and trailer. And this is a really good view of our amphitheater or campsite, whatever you want to call it. Really cool place. Hey girls.
Hi. Hi guys.
Really cool view around here. And we're back to the trailer. That was a really fun jaunt exploring around the mountain. The kids had lots of fun exploring the terrain and picking little wildflowers, playing in the sand, of course. So, and it's now getting late and we're gonna get the kids to bed. The mini split is still running at 64 degrees, and this is how loud it is. Right now we're in front of the fan, so it is blowing on us, but I can feel very minimal amounts of air and it's extremely quiet. You probably can't even hardly hear it at all. Here in the trailer, it is 65 degrees. In any case, we'll be turning off the mini split eventually here pretty soon because it's not crazy hot anymore. Girls, what did you think of that hike around the mountain?
Wonders. I liked it for a bunch of pokies. Yeah.
There were some pokies.
There are some
It's the
bird
desert.
ferns.
Some burrs. Yep.
There's some bird ferns.
All right. Good night, Clara. It is now 10 p.m. and this is going to be my last update of the day. We're down to 74% on the battery, and of course it's dark, so no solar at the moment. We just have a little bit of AC demands from my laptop and other electronics that are charging, and a few DC loads like the rooftop fan that is sucking in air right now. So being at 74% now, we brought down the battery 16% since it was at its peak at 90, and we'll see where this is in the morning. And I'm leaving the mini split off overnight, at least for now, and I'll turn it on if we get cold during the night.